um, you know, when you kind of make crazy analogies, it makes people remember things a lot easier. Mirrorless, you know, it's amazing to me how sometimes the really obvious stuff kind of like escapes people. People have complained about mirrorless getting dirtier faster than a DSLR, and yeah, there's a reason for that. But if you follow what I've said to do with any DSLR, then you're not going to have a problem with mirrorless at all. Well, you know, they got these things called jeans, and on the front there's a zipper. And, you know, you kind of whip your junk out when you want to take a whiz, right? And, yeah, just kind of like a shutter, you know, when you take a picture, you know, shutter opens up, the sensor is exposed, okay? Now imagine you've got jeans and there's a big gap in the front and your junk is always hanging out. It's going to get dirty, isn't it? You're also going to get arrested. But in the case of a mirrorless, being serious here, but using a funny analogy, you know, you don't have a shutter. It's not, well, you do have a shutter, of course. You don't have a shutter that's sitting in front of your sensor on the mirrorless. Now, this plays an important part in more than you think. You can actually cause premature failure of, well, I can clean my sensor. Yeah, sure you can, but you're missing the point here, Jack. You see, there's a little slot down there where your shutter blades are, and those are made out of Kevlar. They're like graphene-coated Kevlar. And they're neat little suckers, and they're very fragile, and they burn really, really fast. They kind of burn like gunpowder, too, by the way. Now, the important thing to remember is, now I've mentioned this 1,000 times in DSLR, the rear of your lens mount. Always got to keep this clean. Take some rubbing alcohol on the back of your lens mount, on your Fuji or your Phony or your Olympus. God forbid you have one of those things. Clean everything, not just here, but in the cracks back here. Take a blower, blow off any crud that's sitting on the back of this lens. When this thing focuses, it actually sucks in, and there's no rubber gasket on this, by the way, and it will suck in ambient dust and garbage, you know, between the mount of the camera, the lens mount of the camera, and the actual lens mount, the Fuji X mount here, or whatever mount it is you got. And as that thing is bellowing, and as the shutter blades are reciprocating back and forth when you're taking shots, it actually dislodges that garbage, and it drops it on the sensor. Okay? Now, there are issues with that, number one, because the sensor is always exposed, even when a lens is on it. There's no shutter blades sitting in front of it. Secondly, you have the electrostatic charge, just like a old cathode ray tube would actually collect dust due to electrostatic charge. You have the exact same issue here. The important thing, though, is if you think, when I clean my sensors, obviously, you don't want to clean your sensor any more than you have to, but important above that is that the crud that actually gets back there and falls down, falls between the blades of the Kevlar shutter blades. As those reciprocate, any sort of foreign matter between them, and man, it is so easy to bend those suckers. If too much foreign matter gets in there, it'll cause premature failure of your shutter assembly. This is a fact. This is a primary reason why shutter assemblies can go like 300,000 clicks, or they can go like 700,000 clicks. In the case of like a Nikon D3, for example. If someone's got a dirty ass camera, that shutter is gonna fail prematurely. It is like having a wheel that is out of balance. You know how you have your wheels balanced? The timing and the speed and the friction on those shutter blades is imperative, and getting them dirty introduces foreign matter between the blades, and that actually causes premature failure. And that is certainly the case with mirrorless. The stuff drops right down in there into and in between the shutter blades. So keep your camera extra clean. I mean, you should be keeping your DSLR that clean anyway. But you should damn well, if you got a mirrorless or a Fuji or a Sony or an Olympus, whatever sort of mirrorless, where your sensor is like your junk, you got your fly unzipped all the time walking around with it and hanging out, you know, it's going to get dirty faster. Well, there's a trick to that. It's called keep your crap clean. always make sure the back of your lenses, the rear element, and the mount on your camera. I swear to God, I've never bought a used lens that didn't have a dirty mount. I have never bought a used lens where the schmuck that had it before me ever cleaned the damn thing. I mean, I kid you not. Why the hell is wrong with you people? Clean your damn crap, especially if you've got a mirrorless. If you keep your crap clean, it'll keep your sensor from getting dirty. I don't got no problem cleaning a sensor. I mean, I'll sit here and clean the sensor blindfolded. I've done it so many times, not this camera, but meaning in general. But why do it more than you have to? And it'll also cause premature failure on your shutter assembly. And that is a fact. Deny it, you cannot. Thanks for watching, and I shall catch you later. How you like these sticker designs on my MacBook Air? I used to do tech support for Apple on the MacBook Air. I always like to, personalize my Mac. I always put goofy stickers on it like a chick, Whatever. Thanks. Bye. Hasta luego.